restart, things change. Like that door that wasn't open
Right.
is only open after you die. To find an ending, because I would really like to see one of the endings.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose.
Okay, yeah, so the freedom ending. If you want to get the easiest ending,
Hold on.
It's
narrating.
to him. I'm compelled to.
Everything the narrator says.
Perhaps. Well, maybe.
Right, I moved my mic away from my mouth,
Okay.
so hopefully it's a little bit clearer.
I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...
Oh wow, I was stuck in my apartment and then I just did everything it told me to and I died. It was I guess it's the ending?
See?
That was weird.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
all I
meeting.
see is you,
Perhaps he
like,
had
in an
simply
office
missed a
and, like,
memo.
the paper all around. So maybe I missed it. I
Yeah.
apologize. I was on a different site, like, looking, like, at the Stanley parable, like, kind of, like, walkthrough.
Yeah, that's fine. It's because you see what you're seeing because I had to restart. It basically killed me.
I didn't even realize this. Like, they have, like, a little, like outlay of, like, the map.
When Stanley came to a set of
Areas that you go
doors,
to,
he entered
and,
the door on his left.
The different way the game changes.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
For people
this
that had to
room.
have made this.
What
Very
a
clever.
beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Hey, your door is really loud.
Yes, really,
Don't worry.
really
They only
worth
open it
being
once.
here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
You probably heard the door because bending my microphone, like the little receiver, I was bending it outwards.
Oh,
So it was probably like picking up like
Stanley
Everything.
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to
thing that
wander
wasn't,
about
like, coming
and get
out of my
even
mouth,
further
you know?
off track.
Yeah.
So now, in order to get back, he needed to go from here. It's left. Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake.
What the heck?
No.
What?
Not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right...
Remember this.
left,
This is really
down,
funny.
Left, right... Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
It only leads me down one way through the stairs, so I'm going down that way. Oh, I've already been here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
Through the door.
we'll
Go through the door.
Start the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we
I already
don't wander
did.
so far off track, Okay, from the top.
It just made me restart again. Oh my god. This thing makes
Oh.
me...
This is where it gets like super convoluted. Is that like if you went through like a left door or a right door, it will change the entire game.
Right.
And restart. That's what I'm saying. There's like there's endings that you have to do everything specifically.
All of his
Well,
co-workers were
all
gone.
the papers aren't
What
on the
could it
floor
mean?
anymore.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
It's been
simply missed a
changed
memo.
now.
Yeah. Is there any significance to that, I wonder?
What? The papers or?
Yeah, the papers being on the ground, or versus not being on the ground.
Kind of, or like just basically like in a
When
different
Stanley-
reality of the game.
Wait,
Like I guess
what?
that would be the best way to
No,
describe
I
it.
restarted. I swear,
Is
I
that
definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
everything has
It's
changed
changed.
at this moment.
Stanley,
Right.
did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on.
I don't know. I'm just
Why
watching.
am I
I'm just
asking
watching.
you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute
It's
ago.
very much
I know
a
for
game
sure
that like
it's
you
here
kind of like just
somewhere.
have to
Okay,
explore
then.
every room and
It's an
then be like, oh
adventure.
shit, did I do
Come,
this
Stanley.
differently? Did I do
Let's
like what do I
find
do
the
differently
story.
like this time?
Oh, it's just looping me in the. These rooms are just connecting.
I'm up watching the stream right now. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
He does the like that room.
It just restarted me again. It force restarted me. So, hold
All
on.
of his
Let it catch
co-workers
up.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh shit, the doors went away.
Yeah, I know. That's where I just left from. You're about 5 seconds behind. Have you already encountered that part? Has it ever done that for you when you played?
Yes, I'm sure it has. I mean, obviously this game is kind of confusing at times.
Right.
So I probably don't like remember every single thing I did.
Right. So yeah,
Like
it
that-
told me to go. It told me to go back where I came from, but nothing. I'm guessing I just have to restart again.
Shit, are you listening to the narrator?
Yeah, the narrator said, "There's no."
You have to disobey his
I knew
orders.
you'd
Oh
miss
crap! I
something.
forgot to tell you that. You have to disobey his
Story.
orders.
Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
You can
Okay,
follow
let's
him.
head back the other way
Disobey
and
him.
retrace our steps.
He gives you the option.
Right. Whoa, this area is grimy.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting
Man,
weirded out
you're
by
getting
whatever this
close
place
to
is.
1,000
Don't care what
views.
might happen this time.
Like-
I have to restart.
Oh, you mean 1,000 total overall views? Yeah.
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 All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
So you can basically choose to accept the path that they just laid out for you, or
disobey it.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
I'm trying to disobey him, but there's no path out here, so...
yeah, and follow the path until they like split something. Until there's like an actual split.
Right.
So
You see? The line knows
Yeah,
where
follow the yellow
Stanley
line.
is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley,
I would
need
say
to
just
follow this
keep
train of
going with
thought
it.
for a minute. Just stick with me.
Okay.
Now we can both
I
agree
mean, 'cause you
that
haven't
the
got that
nature of
any-
existence
yeah,
is in
yeah, it's
fact
still narrating.
a
Give me a
byproduct
second.
of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
plug my
Not sure where I was going with all
I just
that.
plugged my stuff back
You
in.
know what?
I did not
I
even
think
realize
what
that
we
I was
need
just
right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
to let it die. I had like 2% left
Oh, wow.
on my battery. Yeah.
That's good that you did that. Oh my god, this music is crazy. What? It's on the wall. What the heck? What? This is so silly. This is just getting like out of control.
No, I know.
Cut the music, go back, and look at that fern.
Man, yeah. Yeah.
Stanley,
Gosh.
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I'm just interested to see. Like, I'm watching the stream, so
Yeah.
this, and I'm like, yeah.
But you have this, you do remember this path, doing this part.
Wait,
I remember
we're
like a
back
lot
in
of the
office?
paths in the game, but I
No,
cannot like
no,
tell you
no.
like how to
Mind,
get
you do know
to
we're
every
looking for the
path, because I
Stanley
mean it's
Parable,
obviously
right? The
so
story?
fucking confusing.
Is
Right.
any of this ringing a bell?
That's where I came from, right? Okay, so I came from there. I came from there. And then I'm supposed to go here. Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this
If you
anymore.
like what you're seeing, go ahead and get your wallets
Restart.
out.
It made me restart again.
Oh, did it?
God, it did.
Damn it. Tell you, if you can do it, if you can go beat that one ending, where you have to connect the wires, where you have to do the number sequence.
Mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds
You want me to go there again?
Why don't we simply start wandering in?
I'm only gonna go there if you know what the number sequence is. I'm not gonna go there and waste my time trying to figure that out.
Right. Or I can look it up online.
Yeah.
If we really do.
I mean, I'll repeat that if we have the way of getting the numbers.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
Let me see what
Just
we have
me and
to do.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Oh, wow.
Lines or monitor rooms.
So this one's
Just
called
don't
the
acknowledge it.
it's called
Move
the
with
explosion ending.
Yeah.
It says obey everything the narrator tells you to do except for pressing on instead of off.
Right, exactly. That's what I
On the
did.
line control facilities power. This will shock the narrator, and instead of taking control of the facility, create its nuclear self-destruct function, leaving the player to die while the narrator enjoys their torment and explains everything. Okay, so that was that ending.
Right. That was that ending.
Numbers made no sense.
So I'm about to go to a different, totally different ending.
Ah,
Now,
a choice.
let the stream
we get
catch
to
up.
make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important
It's
we
narrating
mustn't
right now.
squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the
We should keep like a list of the endings that we get then.
Let us ask,
Right.
will taking the right door lead us
I
to
have
where
this
we're
handy
going?
dandy.
And since the answer is clearly
Notebook for
yes,
that.
then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I have a little notebook sitting next to me. I can write down the things as they happen. I think, yeah, I think I just went to credits again.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're
see.
telling me that's what this is?
Yep, you
One
found the
giant
confusion
ending?
ending. So that's the one
Are
we
supposed
found.
to restart the game?
We found the confusion
8
ending.
times? That's really how all this goes?
Let me go because I have a list up right now,
Determined?
and I'm not spoiling
So
anything.
now, according
Okay.
to the
I'm not-
schedule,
yeah,
I
like-
restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to
Like
forget?
that. Let me see what the confusion
don't wanna
ending
forget?
was.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Confusion ending.
wall.
Hold on, let him talk. Let him
Well,
talk.
who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
What the heck?
Oh, that's funny.
It just made me restart again.
Okay, so let me look up like what they say. Like this is the site that I was looking at. It said that this is like a wiki,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, yeah. There's there's 6 people joining us on the stream right now, or 5 including you.
No, I don't even. Yeah, I guess. Were you the one that told me last night that if you have your stream muted,
Yeah, it doesn't count as a viewer. Yeah. Just have it just have it to the lowest volume.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Well, it'll add one.
But yeah,
it'll add 1 viewer if you count as a viewer.
Well, because remember why we had to stop it last night?
Yeah, because it was echoing. But wasn't that because you had it on too loud?
Just because it was, just because I had it going through my actual speakers, and so I have a headset, and so they would pick up this,
All of his
you know.
co-workers were
I
gone.
see.
What could it mean?
But yeah,
Stanley decided to
the
go to the
confusion
meeting.
ending.
Perhaps
Take
he'd
the right
simply
door.
missed a move.
Take the right door. Go left in the open door.
I know. I already got that ending. So there's. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't need to know how to get to there again, because then I would be getting the same ending. Look for the one with the numbers. The obey everything except the on/off button. Look for that one, and how to get the numbers, how to get the buttons pressed correctly, so that we can get that ending.
The explosion ending
Yeah,
was
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
that was,
he entered the door on his left.
numbers are just meant to confuse you, and so it's supposed to fuck you up. And the ending is basically the narrator tells you that you did everything wrong, and then you die.
Oh, so you're supposed to. That's you're supposed to die.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yet there was not a single person
Museum
here
ending.
either.
Obey everything the
Feeling
narrator
disbelief,
narrator tells you to
Stanley
do.
decided to go
But
up
follow
to
the
his
escape
boss's
sign
office,
instead of
hoping
going
he
into the
might find
mind
an answer
control
there.
facility.
Yeah, that's what I did. That when I got the ending.
Well, you end up in a long corridor. The narrator will continually say that the end of the corridor will lead to your death, trying to convince you to turn back. Reaching the end causes you to fall into a death trap that slowly brings you towards a large crushing machine. Just before Stanley meets his death at the hands of the machine, a female narrator takes over and frees Stanley, giving him a chance to look inside a museum containing a beta element from earlier in the game's production, elements from other endings, and content that was cut from the game.
Yeah, so I got that ending also already.
You have about what, like 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them then.
I think so. I have.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going
Confusion
to be
ending.
patient and wait for
Take
you
the
to
right
finish
door.
Whatever it is you enjoy doing so
Hold on.
much in this room, please take your time.
Yeah, we don't have this ending.
Okay.
Climb to
This one's
staircase,
I
Stanley
don't
walked
even know how,
upstairs to his
like,
boss's office.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna follow everything he says, including pushing the off button.
Here's the door. Just go.
this ending that I'm looking at right now, like, I don't know how you would ever be able to actually find this without just looking it up.
Right. Don't tell me yet, but maybe we'll do it as the last one or something. Just sit back and enjoy the stream. And get your wallets out.
If you're enjoying what you see right now, go ahead and get your walls up.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So okay, I'm at this point right now. Let me let you catch up. There's the escape option, and then there's the mind control facility. If I go on the escape option again, do you think I will come out with a different result, possibly, or will I just get the exact same thing?
I cannot give you spoilers.
Okay. But I mean, if it's the exact same thing, it's not a spoiler if you tell me that it's the exact same thing, right?
Say this because I just want to let you know like how evil this game can be.
Okay. So maybe if I go this way, there's a different result.
One of the endings I read is that you have to die twice and restart the game twice before you can even open the option to get that ending.
Wow. That's so goofy.
So you have to die twice,
with television screens.
Right.
like
What
take
horrible
the same
secret
path
did this
and then
place
like change your
hold?
path
Stanley
after
thought to
doing it.
himself.
It's like, who
He had
could
the
figure
strength
that
to
out?
find out.
Yeah.
If the viewers
Now
did
the
figure
monitor
that out, I would love to hear
their
from you.
true
I would
nature
love to hear.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Out.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But
Okay,
here was the
so-
proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled
This
with
time-
emotions.
Dude, I'm just reading
sad,
these.
or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded. From
But yes,
this very
yes,
place.
I'm listening.
And
I'm
as the
watching
cold
now.
reality
I'm
of his
back on the
past
stream. I'm
began to
watching.
sink in,
Okay.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I'm gonna go ahead
For
and
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
instead of turning on the device, I'm gonna turn it off, and just listen to the narrator and see what happens. So I'm at the facility power right now, and then I'm just gonna press shut off.
Just one ending, and I guess it was just like the first ending that I ever got. You basically, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay.
But
Blackness.
on
And a
it too.
rising chill of
And I was looking through the endings. I was like, I swear I did this.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine.
Rising chill of
Unshackled
uncertainty.
himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to
Yeah, this is the ending I was just talking about too.
The happiness
so.
ending?
lives,
Freedom ending?
and that was all he needed to know.
This is what I was
Perhaps
just thinking
the
of.
only
Just
thing
thinking.
worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
It's the freedom ending.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before
Oh
him.
wow. This is
This
really
was
cool.
exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Huh, interesting. So I've already reached like 3 or 4 of the total 18 endings, right?
You can see like how this is like it's definitely there's no other game like it that I can think of
Yeah.
at all. You know, even like video games like Fable, where you can make your character, there's a lot of games that character like good or bad, and you can change the story. Even with PS3, they had Heavy Rain.
What could it mean?
Remember Heavy
Stanley
Heavy
decided to
Rain?
go to the meeting
yeah.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
You would change the outcome of the story every time you something. If you didn't do it right, but this game,
When Stanley came to a set of
It-
two
it's
open
kinda
doors,
on the same
he entered
level.
The door on his left.
you have to get into it a lot more.
This
And
was not the correct way to the meeting room.
yeah, no, it's
Stanley
bonkers.
knew it
As I said, I
well.
believe there is a
Perhaps he wanted to
broom
stop by the
closet
employee
ending.
lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
achieved.
I've already, there's a broom closet ending.
Where the narrator comes on and tells you that, like,
And then it locks you in the broom closet.
how it is. I don't know how it goes.
I've already been in the. So hold on. I'll give you an update on where I've been so far. I've actually seen and been inside that broom closet twice, and actually he acknowledged that I went to the broom closet a second time when I did go in there, and he's like, okay, fine. You finish up your business here, and just tell me when you're done. That's how he reacted. So I'm thinking maybe if I go in there a third time, he's like, fine, you like being in here so much, I'll just lock you in here. Or something like that. I don't
So
know.
I'm looking
Yeah.
right now, and the broom closet ending. It says, after exiting the meeting and before entering the staircase, Stanley finds a door that leads to a broom closet. If he goes inside and stays in there, the narrator starts to get annoyed and eventually assumes
Just
the
locks you in.
player is requests someone else to take his or her place. After Stanley exits the room,
The lounge
the
was
narrator
sublime,
welcomes
a work of
player
art.
2.
What
If
was it
Stanley
about this
goes
room
into the
that
broom
called so
closet
deeply
again,
and so
the
personally to
narrator
Stanley?
will get
Its
annoyed
grace,
some
its
more.
subtle charm.
If going into the
No.
broom closet enough
Stanley knew
times after
there was something
resetting the
deeper,
game, the
something
narrator will
darker.
eventually board it up, preventing Stanley from going. So that would take a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yes, really was it being
the
here, but
narrator
eager
will
to get
eventually
back to
board it up,
business, Stanley
preventing
took the
Stanley
first
from
open
going
door on
inside
his
again.
left.
Okay.
This is more of a gag than an ending.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Hey, there's a broom closet. No, never mind. I thought there was.
So, like, the broom closet ending is that you have to
Yet there
basically
was not a
just
single person here
getting
either.
game's not going to end.
Feeling
The
a wave
narrator's
of
not going to
disbelief,
come on.
Stanley decided to go
But-
up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
As if like you're passing the broom closet.
Oh yeah, it's
Go
boarded
ahead,
up.
like,
Yeah,
Oh.
wait for it to catch up. Wait for it to catch up. Yeah, I can't go in there anymore.
Nice.
Coming
So
to a
that's another
stairs,
ending
Stanley
that we got.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna go downstairs this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a
Did you ever like try to
no
think
reason
like
at all. None of it made any logical sense.
what the heck Stanley
As
did
pondered
for a living?
this, he began to make other
Yeah.
strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just
Man,
hadn't found the
I
words for it.
apologize. Like
I'm
sometimes like
dreaming.
I should be filling the void. I
This
should
is
be
all a
filling
dream.
the silence.
Yeah.
But as some
What a
I just kind of get
relief
like
Stanley felt. He had finally
lost
found
in
an
just like
answer,
watching
an
this game,
explanation.
you know?
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently
Oh,
float
what the
above
hell? I'm
ground.
flying.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
What the
and
hell?
it too appeared. It was so much fun.
What?
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining
I'm
so
waiting for
lucid?
it.
And then perhaps the strangest
Oh,
question
no.
of them all entered Stanley's
The
head.
heaven, like
Why
you might
he was
be
amazed he
getting
hadn't
to the
asked himself
heaven
sooner.
ending.
Why
Right.
is there a voice in my
Hold on,
head
he's still talking.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it.
Stanley is
He
woke.
would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Stay woke, my friend.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh no.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone
What up?
wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a
No.
boss. I have an office.
I
I am
thought-
real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh man, I just got chills. I just got goosebumps.
This is the story of a
Ooh.
woman named Mariella.
Let me get my cousin in on this.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got
Apparently
dressed,
he just woke
gathered
up.
her belongings.
Can they? I paused this. I paused the game, but not the stream. The stream's still going. Have them come on. You
Let
got
me see if he
send
wants
them the
to.
link. Yeah. Wow, this is wild. Okay, for those of you that are watching this on the stream, we're gonna take maybe a 2-second break, and see if we can get Soap's cousin to join the stream with us.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a really good
Narrator,
video game.
analyst.
So he's actually like honestly like like when I played like Bloodborne with him, that's good at the game. I'm the one that narrates it. Sending him the link to your Discord.
Stepping away for a sec, grab something, grab a snack. Be right back. All right, I'm back.
Wait.
I'm back. Okay, so we are going to resume the game,
And walked to her.
and hopefully we can have O'Prandy's cousin join us. What does he go by? What's his
DJ Philadelphia.
DJ Will Delphia? Okay. Can I just call him Will?
Yeah, that's his name.
Okay.
Unless of like some one person, like there's probably like some random person out there. God, I don't think he's gonna join us. Hold on, I have to get my begging skills on. 1 second.
Place of work. But on this particular day, her walk
I'm
was interrupted
gonna
by
at
the
least get
body of
him
a
to
man
watch the
who had
stream.
stumbled through town,
Yeah, that'd be
talking
cool.
and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people do.
I told him we were gonna be
Moment, she
like we were
thought to
playing a
herself
pretty
how lucky
crazy
she
game, and
was
he's
to
like,
be
"Which
born.
one?" And I said,
I am
"The Stanley Parable." He's like,
in
"Oh,
control.
yeah."
I
No,
know
that's
what
a
is
great
real
game.
and what isn't. It was comforting to think
Really,
this,
like, knew what we
and
were
in a
talking
certain
about,
way,
you know?
Seeing this man made her feel better. But then
Right.
she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people
But
whose
I guess-
impressions of her would affect her career.
And since
And
we're
by
still kind of
extension,
halfway taking a break, I'm gonna use the restroom.
Life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the hell? It started over again? Ah, this game is so frustrating. Sometimes.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. Seen that before already? That's so dumb. It doesn't take me anywhere. Are these? Oh, okay. Just books. I thought they were DVDs or something.
Here's the door, just go.
What's that sound? Sounds like there's wind coming in this room. Oh God. Oh God.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I already feel like I went there a bunch of times though.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I already went this way.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Word up, word up, word up.
Hey.
So I'm gonna stay on as long as I can, at least for like another half hour or so, but we are getting tornado weather in Texas.
Oh, crazy.
The like I'm gonna look it up on Wonderground.
Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion, and
When I stepped outside,
yeah,
to his demise,
sky almost had like a green tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder why that is. I should look that up, like why that happens, like right before.
Oh, why the sky looks green?
No consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see
Maybe I'm just crazy.
doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
I have already seen this ending.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the...
Just gonna begin the game again.
So I started to type this into Google, and I said, "Why does the sky?" And then it auto-completed. Why does the sky turn green during a tornado?
That's one of the results.
These water droplets absorb red light, making the scattered light appear blue.
When Stanley
If this
came to a
blue
set of
scattered
two
light
open
is set
bridges
against
above
an
the correct
environment
way to
heavy in
begin,
red light
and
during
Stanley
sunset, for instance, and dark gray thunderstorms cloud, and the net effect can make the sky appear faintly green.
perfectly well.
So
Perhaps he wanted to stop
I can
by the
understand that
employee
is like
house
if the sun's
first,
coming
just to
up.
admire it.
This is talking about is like if the sun's setting, but if the sun's rising,
Standing now
that would
in
be the
this
same
incredible
thing.
room, Stanley for the first time, but eager to get back to business.
So I guess
Stanley
there's
took
just
the
like a
first
lot of
open door
moisture
on his
in there.
left.
Yeah.
Stanley was so bad at following
And then the
directions,
next
it's
article
incredible
says,
he wasn't
"Factor
5
fiction,
years
if the
ago."
sky is green, run for cover. A tornado is coming."
So yeah, you
do.
might be having a tornado come here in a second.
And the thing that set me off, and the thing that, like, besides, like, the sky and everything like that, like, the thing that I knew that, like, a bad storm was coming, is that when I stepped outside, I could feel a cool breeze, so it's like, oh, shit. Here.
Hold on, I'm about to do something new, which is jump off penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. I guess I'm just gonna jump and see what happens.
But in his
I'm
eagerness
watching,
to
I'm
prove
watching.
that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, it just restarts it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What
Stanley
platform do you
decided
think
to
this
go to
game
the
was
meeting.
built on?
Perhaps
Like,
he
I
had
wonder.
simply
I
missed a
wonder.
memo.
On PC, of course.
Like, what engine do you think?
It's a Half-Life 2 mod.
Stanley came to a set
It's
of
based
two
on
open
Half-Life 2.
doors. He entered the
That's
door
what I
on
was
his
thinking.
left.
Like,
Yeah.
the entire time when I was watching this, I was just like, this looks a lot like Half-Life 2.
Yeah, no, I read about it. I read about it, an article about it. It's already, I mean, I already knew that.
Didn't.
But yeah, your suspicions are
Yet
correct.
there was not a
Basically,
single
I'm
person
confirming
there
them.
either. Feeling
It's
a
based
wave
on
of
Half-Life.
disbelief,
A lot of
Stanley
these,
decided to go up to his boss's
A lot of these
office,
chairs and like
hoping he might
office
find an
furniture are
answer
like
there.
all in Half-Life 2 also. It's a mod for that game.
Yeah, that's like that's
Coming
what
to a
Portal
staircase,
was.
Stanley
The original
walked
Portal.
Right, exactly.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Live mod.
Right. Exactly, and so Stanley Parable came from that too.
But Stanley just couldn't do
Alright,
it.
so I am
Considered
still
the
trying to
possibility of
actively
facing
look
his
up like
boss.
what the weather
Admitting
is.
he had left
Okay,
his
yeah, go
post
for it.
during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am
Tornado.
crazy.
It says
All of my coworkers
thunderstorms.
blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as
We'll
Stanley
see,
pondered
we'll
this,
see.
he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't
because
he see
it was
his
almost
feet
it
when he
it was in the
looked down?
90s
Why
yesterday,
did doors
and
close automatically behind him wherever he went?
like
And
even
for
up
that
till
matter,
6
these
p.m.
rooms
in
were starting to look
Texas,
pretty
in
familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley
it's
said to
saying that it's
himself,
going to be
this is all
75
too
degrees
strange. This can't
outside.
be real.
Yeah.
And at last, he came to
By
the
noon?
conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a
sorry,
part of himself
dude, I
too.
just wanted to
Surely,
make sure,
surely, if he could just...
so I just wanted to check
He
all my
would prove
bases.
it.
I'm
He
not
would
getting
prove that he was
anything
in
from
control, that this
the
was a
news
dream.
sites that I usually follow
So he
for
closed his
local
eyes
area
gently,
like
and he
news.
invited himself
Like
to wake
there's a
up.
gigantic
He
storm
felt
coming in,
the
a
weight of the
gigantic
blanket on
one.
his skin,
Okay.
the
But
press of the
I don't
mattress
see
on
any
his back,
immediate danger
the
of
fresh air of a world outside this one.
say weather alert though,
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
and this is very
I'm
new.
through with this dream.
It's
I wish it could be
aviation
over.
weather
Let me go
warning.
back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
The weather, so it could
I want my
change
apartment and my wife and my job.
even in a couple minutes. So I want to keep my eye on it. But let me go back to your stream. I apologize, man.
Okay.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley
Man,
began
I'm trying to think like
someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an
times where
office.
like the storm
I am
has gotten
real.
bad,
Please,
like in the
just someone
past,
tell me
and
I'm real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
the span of
Who
like
am I? Who am I? And everything went
come.
back.
It's just basically like the last time a
This is
tornado
the
came.
story of a woman
I was
named
watching my
Mariella.
TV.
Hold on a second.
Like
I missed this
Mariella
part last
woke up
time.
on a day like any other.
Yeah, yeah.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Sky is it's yellow now.
The sky's yellow.
Like a minute.
Okay. Let me shift gears here then, and if it seems like you might be able to, if it seems like you're going to go off at any moment, I'm just gonna go to a game where we can just kind of talk more freely and not talk about the game.
Yeah, for sure. Because this is definitely like a game that, like,
Yeah, we have to like sort of pay attention to.
yeah,
Maybe I'll go to a game where
like if we can like find like some viewers that enjoy watching this game, like if they haven't seen it before, like maybe like, you know, endings, and then just endings for other people. If like someone wants to see like a certain ending, you know.
should I turn on Darwin Project maybe?
That was pretty cool. I enjoyed watching that.
Yeah. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Yesterday I was getting some pretty bad stutter, but hopefully I restarted my computer since then, so it should be fine by now.